Anywho, enough dilly-dallying. Shall we just crack on with it? That music's not too loud, is it? I think it's fine in the background. It's really hard to judge from my ears. Oh, the Mega Man music started, so that's as good a point as I need to start. So, it looks like kicking off. We've got a hell of an episode to start off with. Grandpa Simpsons versus Sexual Inadequacy. That's quite a good episode. So, yeah, it's good. It's good. I haven't really done it for a couple of weeks anyway. Well, it's made it official today. Anywho, before we start, I've slightly reworded my tier list. So, Eat My Shorts still at the bottom. Dull, meh, woohoo, and Everything's Coming Up Millhouse is the top tier. Nothing's better than that. Now, it is big enough, right? Everyone can see fine. It looks fine on my little screen. But it's not my usual layout, so we'll see. Anywho, Grandpa versus Sexual Inadequacy. Well, I'll tell you now. That's going in the woohoo pile. All good? Excellent. Yeah, this is a really good episode. I like the dynamic they have between Homer and Abe. And it's got a couple of really good lines in it. Yes, hello, sir. You look like you need help sexually satisfying your wife. Great stuff. Again, if you feel differently to how I feel about episodes, or have more information about them, which I know some of you do, then speak up, by all means. Right then. Marge's fear of flying. It's okay. There's nothing really standout about it. You've been watching through Season 6 recently. I've been watching through Season 6 through 9, like, the last day and a bit, would you believe? Not every single episode, because some I've seen times and times, but some I'm a little bit more rusty on. Yeah, Marge's fear of flying. I've only got a lot to say about it. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. Homer the Great. I mean, it's a Stonecutters episode. What more do you want? I could tell you why it's so high, but it's a secret. Shut up. Best song ever. Oh, this one. Grand Theft Auto 4. Or we're just on about the Stonecutters. I mean, I'll just talk Lenny and Carl. Here's the real number, 912. Ah. Yeah, no homers. It's just a good episode, isn't it? I know I said that about the last one, but it is! Hello, my name is number 1! Alright. And Maggie makes 3. Boom. I mean, just that still alone, right? Do it for her. A heartbreaking little ending. Well, not heartbreaking. Really nice ending. Yeah, and Homer getting the job at the bowling alley is funny as hell. Homer, did you put your head in the ball, Oshano? No. And it makes me cry. Doesn't quite make me cry. There is one episode that does. That's Lisa's first word. But yeah, just for that ending alone. Whack, straight up there. That's the one. If I say daddy out loud, it loses all its impact, doesn't it? Okay. Bart's comment. I watched this one yesterday. And yeah. It's not quite up there, but it is very good. I'm going to say again, not calling you daddy. Well, that's... well, technically that's twice. Bart's comment. Again, nice ending where everyone's singing their K Sarah Sarah. Big Buttzilla. A female skin of balloons. Funny as hell. Oh yeah. Just really like that one. Let's see. That's it. I'm going to clown college. I don't think any of us was expecting him to say that. Yeah, so Homer decides to become a Krusty the Clown one. A new Billboard Day. Oh, I forgot about New Billboard Day. No, not quite. It's not quite top tier. I'm sorry. Oh, you're pushing it. But if I'm going to rank Season 6, this top one's going to be packed, so we've got to draw the line somewhere. But it's good. You're making me laugh, this old Italian stereotype. Yeah, it's a good one. Bart versus Australia. I see you played Knifey Spoony before. Do I have to say anything else? I mean, if I've got like sound bites and I reference it like on a near daily basis. I'd have called him Chuzzwazzers. This is less like a analytical analysis of the episodes and more just me quoting the episodes. But I ain't got a problem with that. Lisa Rush. Yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff. Getting punched in the face is like, no, Americans, we don't tolerate that kind of crap, sir. Yeah, it's great. It really is. Right then. Homer versus Patty and Selma. It's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the episode, but well, let's face it. Between 6 and 9, pretty much everything can go in these tiers. So, in a little bubble of just these series, this is how we're doing it. The bit at the beginning says, "Oh," when he gets the stock, he goes, "Oh, take a wild guess at what it's in. Pumpkins? Yeah, you're right, Barney. It's pumpkins." I told you to sell the stocks before Halloween before. It's probably the best part of the episode, and it's right at the beginning. Other than that, it's just Homer and Patty and Selma just arguing. It's fine. A Star is Burns. Is there a higher tier for this one? A Star is Burn. Football in the groin. Yes. Football in the groin. Yeah, I was saying, but yeah. I mean, we quote that one nearly every single day on this stream alone. So, the Oscar Wiener song. Oh God, what else you got? Barney's film, of course. Football in the groin, and the whole Mr. Burns trying to make a movie. He's just ripping off Steven Spielberg. Belching contest, yeah. I mean, a Star Wars Burns is a Star Wars Burns, but Football in the Groin has football in the groin. Actually, so far of all the episodes, this is my favourite one. Also, especially is on loafers. Oh, and of course, you've got the that's the joke. Which, again, we say a lot, don't we? It's one of those lines that's just like built into us. Lisa's wedding. It's what's it? Yeah, Lisa's wedding. So I'm probably gonna put this in the meta. Nothing wrong with it. It's a nice little tale of the future where Lisa gets married to a guy from Britain. Maybe I'm knocking it down a peg because it's knocking Britain. But you got the pig cufflinks, which are good. You've got the Esquilax with a head of a rabbit and a body of a rabbit. They're good jokes. They're probably the best ones in it. Bart After Dark. Was it Bart of Darkness? One of them. It's one of them. So it's the first episode of Series 6 where Bart breaks his leg having a leg in a pool. I forgot to please his head melts when they cry. I completely forgot about that bit. That's one I've not rewatched recently, can you tell? Yeah, Bart of Darkness. So Bart breaks his leg after they all get a swimming pool. There's a load of good jokes. The whole murder mystery thing, which is just like Rear Window at the end. Taking the piss out in Ned Flanders. Purple drapes. That pushes up. Bit where they have the pool and Otto says, "Sorry, we've only got enough funding for one day a year." I guess it is a bit of a tease. You see, and everything is wrapped up in a nice little package. Well, what? I really mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. Millpool as well, yeah. Such a good one. Spoilers for the rest of the stream. These first two tiers are going to be jam-packed, aren't they? 8 swimmer shots. Take your best shot. I'm wearing 17 layers. There's. I bought this on myself. Alright. So, one with all the greyhounds and puppies. I mean, come on, it's got loads of puppies in it. But what really elevates this episode? See my vest, see my vest. Yeah, made from real village. I'm not much for musicals at all. I really don't like musicals. And singing, I try to avoid a lot of stuff, but occasionally you got to make exceptions. And that one's just funny as hell. When I was a young kid and teenager, I kind of memorized that song. Right. Edith Hats was my cat. Evening wear vampire bats. And so on and so on. Yeah, that bangs you to the woohoo tier just for that bit alone. Yeah. Sadly, not the whole lyrics. I probably could if I think about it for 30 seconds. But we ain't got that time. We've got a lot of episodes to get through. I figured doing 6 to 9 would not take as long as the first 5 series, because, it's one series short. But there's a lot more episodes. Series 6 is double the length of Series 1 alone. The PTA disbands. You got a lot of good stuff in this one. You've got Purple Monkey Dishwasher. You've got oh, that's a paddling. PTA is disbanded. No, the PTA is not disbanded. Hello, Stephicus. Welcome in. Oh, 10,000 total to the Weedles. Challenge. How's that looking? Oh shit, we're at 90%. Eep. Oh no, don't want that. No. How are you doing, Stephicus? Have you shaped up for some Simpsons knowledge being thrown at you and being forgotten at the same time? So I'm just jamming to Mario now and drinking my tea. Right. There's a second Bleeding Guns episode which I've forgotten the name of. Where Bart eats a jagged metal gets his appendix removed, and then Lisa bumps into Bleeding Guns Murphy and tries to get his album, which costs her $500. If we're grading on a curve, it's one of my least favourite episodes in this series. One, I'm not a huge fan of Bleeding Gums, and secondly, I used to watch this episode a lot. Because I think I had it on a VHS. Yeah, you probably like it's a song at the end. I mean, it's uplifting, but it's not really all that me. I mean, I want to whack it up a peg, but I prefer these ones to this one, so just for that alone, I guess it's going to have to go in the dough tier. It's not a misfire. The only ones I would consider misfires are Eat My Shorts. And even then, for this series, it's not any of them were terrible. There's no oh, crappy crap, hell damn fart here. No, that's as bad as it gets. So even the Eat My Shorts one is not a bad episode. The Springfield Connection, where Marge becomes a policewoman. Yep. She takes down a counterfeit bunch of Levi's. Sure does. I think the overall episode is okay, but by far the best part is where she's taking the training and getting it all wrong. She's doing it all right, but Chief Wiggum's just so inept. It's you missed the baby, you missed the old man. Goodbye, man. That's the one. Oh, the car hole. I forgot about car hole. Ooh, garage, la-dee-da. What do you call it? Car hole. That's pretty good, yeah. Again, no, it's good, but not quite up to these standards, I feel. Lemon of Troy. I'm going to put this up for one reason and one reason only. Rocky 2 plus Rocky 5 equals Rocky 7. Adrian's Revenge. If I don't pull it, I'm going to get grotted, won't I? Also, it's pretty good. There's a lemon behind that lemon-shaped rock. It's she won't start. The battery's being drained. It's just Homer just basting the turkey in the background. Oh, sorry. No, I do like how it's flashes out the neighbouring town, It's not, like all Shelbyville, and it's like all their equivalents. It's like the female groundskeeper Willie. You with your scallywags. Yeah, there's. I do really like that one. Is it the season finale of its? If it's not, it's very close to the end. Who shot Mr. Burns? Okay. I mean, if we're talking about cultural impact, when this first came out, it was massive, and I think people forget that now, like how big an impact it was. It was everything. You had real life crime documentaries doing specials, doing that. The cliffhanger yet? I know I've drank all my tea. What a terrible fate I've met with. Yeah, Who Shot Mr. Burns? It's kind of a weird one to rank because it's like the first of two-parters. I don't know how many two-parters The Simpsons has had because I am not up to date. Didn't they do one more recently with a neighbouring like preacher to like contend with Reverend Lovejoy? I think that was a two-parter. I can't think of any other ones at the top of my brain. Not in any of the series I remember anyway. So yeah, it's because it's like 2 episodes spliced in half. So I like the setup. Don't eat the clues. The suit burns better. Yeah. You can't remember my name. That makes me laugh. Yeah, but it's a lot of setup, isn't it, for like why everyone hates him. But just the splash it made on pop culture at the time is woof. And it was at the height of his popularity, so there's some reasons outside of the episode it goes up there. I'm not going to put it in the Everything Coming Up Millhouse episode, because as much as I like the episode, it's not as good as these. It's not as good as A Star Is Burns. Let's face it. That's like the benchmark. Lisa's Rival. Lisa's Rival. Bent My Wookie's good. But I think all the best parts are like nearer the end with Ralph Wiggum. Oh, you got the bit with Homer doing the like the Scarface impression. To the B-Mobile. You mean your Chevy? Yes. But there's a couple of good lines in it, but I think the overarching story isn't that great. As I said before, like I think things revolving around Lisa just aren't as interesting or as funny. A lot of things that happen, like the random non-liners that bump you up. Yeah, it's good, but it's not as good as these, is it? Let's face it. What on earth is that one? That's just a picture of the Simpsons around the dinner table. I don't know what episode that is. That's so generic a picture. I don't know. We'll come back to that one. I think that's one of the ones like last time. We'll have to come back to it because I've got no way of knowing what it is until we weed these out, and then I know which one is left over, which we ain't done yet. I'll get on to it. Right now, Itchy and Scratchy Land. That's way up. That's way up there. Itchy and Scratchy Land is one of my favourites. I have happy memories of seeing this one. When I first seen this one, I was in around a friend's house, and we were having a right laugh watching it. She might have been my auntie's, and I was laughing at it with my cousins. I think that sounds about right. But, yeah. Nothing can possibly go wrong. Possibly go wrong. That's the first thing that's ever gone wrong. And the bought license plates. No Itchy and Scratchy Land money yet. It's fun, eh? I'll take a $10,000 worth. Yes. I love the bought license plates joke. Just because it comes around like 5 minutes later in the episodes, we run out of bought license plates in the gift shop. I repeat, we're out of bought license plates. And of course, no one ruins my vacation except me and maybe the boy. There's a lot of good things. See all those computer chips inside its head? Homer. That's why your robot never worked. I need the biggest seatbelt you have. No, that's too big. Yeah, that's top tier Simpsons. Top tier. Mom, Dad, Bart's dead. That's right. Dead serious about going to see it. Going to Itchy and Scratchy now. Alright. Bob Terwilliger, where he rigs the election. I quite like this one. Well, it turns out he's put the names of all the dead to like say that they voted for him. And the reason they undo him is by insinuating other people did the dirty work when he said, no, it was me, I did it all. Disappearing to him. I mean, Sideshow Bob. Sideshow Bob's funny. That's what he's saying, it's like the landslides are in 100% to 1%, and I must remind you there was a 1% margin of error. Good stuff, good stuff. Treehouse of Horror, The Shinning. Bang. It's a Treehouse of Horror one, guys. I'm only human. So in this one, you've got... I'm going to forget which ones are in it. You've got Treehouse... You got the Shinning episode, Urge to Kill Rising. No TV and no beer make Homer something something, which I can't even try and do an impression of. There's no way I can do Dan Castellaneta justice. So I won't even try. The Time Machine, yeah, that's right. And isn't it also the one where the cafeteria turn all into cannibals? And it's really dark, or is that a different one? Yeah, nearly. You know what? That's probably the darkest episode. I know that's the one that actually got under my skin a bit. Just the whole premise of it. Because it seems like something that's somewhat more realistic. It's like, what if everyone at school are cannibals? And especially when you're at school at the time, you just don't trust the teachers. It's actually really dark. And I love it for that. It's one of the better ones. Especially invites in the end when he wakes up. Yeah. Oh, you're having a dream. Nothing that bad happens. Well, apart from the flesh-eating virus that turns you inside out. Bart's girlfriend. I'll be honest, this is another episode I saw a lot when it first came out. I swear I've seen it so many times. And I'm not a huge fan of it. It's probably because of overexposure. I've seen it so many times. I don't know. You can get sick of saying the same thing. And if I get sick of seeing the same episode of The Simpsons, then that's never a good thing. What even happens in this one? So Bart falls in love with the minister's daughter, or the preacher's daughter, and she turns out to be a rebel. And it's too bad even for Bart. She steals the collection plate money, and Bart gets blamed for it. A bit mean-spirited. Especially how all the town people jump to the conclusion that he did it. I mean, it's set up to be comedic, and it's okay, but I don't think it's all that fantastic. Oh, make him stop! Make him stop! Probably the best line in it, because I'm struggling to think of anything else. I genuinely am. Oh. And nothing's coming to me. I only watched it yesterday again. Well, when I put it on, when it came on, I was like, oh no, it's this one again. Alright. Bart and Lisa are the rivals when they're playing ice hockey. It's okay. It's alright. They have a nice sentimental ending. Apart from the whole town riots. Don't make me run, I'm full of chocolate. Uta. And Milhouse being knocked out, suspended, hung up in the cold. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, he starts swinging his arms. I'm just gonna be doing this, and if you get hit, it's your own fault. And a bit. I shouldn't be rewarded for violent competition. She jumps in the front seat, and Homer's like, "Ha ha! Fool! Violent competition. That's the reason you're here." Mr. it's the Fluffy Bunny. It's the Honey Bunny. Is it Honey Bunny or Fluffy Bunny? Fluffy Bunny, right? I don't know. Oh, it might be Honey Bunny. I can't remember. I see Honey Bunny and I think Quentin Tarantino. Love you, Honey Bunny. Wow. It's the Simpsons and Tarantino set in the same universe. I mean, there was that Itchy and Scratchy episode where they had Quentin Tarantino on, so yes. Wow, that was a short fan favorite, wasn't it? Me fail English? That's impossible. Oh, yeah. I'm failing gym. Yeah. Throws it like 2 feet. Yeah. That's good. I won! I won! Yeah, it's good, but it's not quite up here. Again, it's another one like the overarching story. It's got some good lines in it, but it's not as good as this. Homer Badman. The whole thing is worth it for the candy convention at the beginning. Precious Venus. And I think everyone sort of got the bit where he got the pop rocks and the can of Coke just to see if you could make a bomb out of it. Everyone's like, is that possible? He's like, no, it's a cartoon, you fool. I can't even say the word titmas without seeming like a schoolgirl. It's one of those episodes where, like, Bart's Elephant, there's a lot of jokes. Like, a lot of jokes. Even the bit where he's going on to telly, like, to clear his name. and it just be editing it to make him look bad. It's just talking about a sweet cat. It's just sweet. Oh, just laughing at it now. Oh, you don't like the old-timey bikes, do you? No, Mr. Simpson, stay back, stay back! Traumatization may not have happened. Here at the old show, we sometimes make mistakes. Here are a few of them. Rowdy Roddy Peeper. I mean, there's so many good lines in this, isn't there? That's really good, Homer Badman. Right. 138th episode is spectacular. It is, in essence, a clip show. And I'm not a fan of clip shows. Spoilers, some clip shows might be going to meet my shorts later. But I'm going to bump this one up a peg. Just one peg. And it's just because of the Troy McClure bits in the middle. So what we... And now for what we came here to see. Hardcore nudity! Those segments in between are actually funny enough to justify raising it up one peg. Otherwise, a clip show is a clip show, and I just see that as lazy writing. It's essentially filler, isn't it? It's like, oh, we haven't got a new episode, so let's just sellotape a bunch of old ones together. Right then. Marge Not Be Proud. I remember the name of this one. So in this one, Bart steals a video game and tries to make it up for his mum, who finds out about it. I'm going to put it in the woohoo tier. Buy me Bonestorm or go to hell. Again, it's got a sweet ending where he takes a photo of himself to put in the family photo. Plus, it's got the bits where it represents like Sonic and Mario in it, which is weird, but smaller me thought it was really cool. Leak off of those putting challenge as well. Oh, yeah. Do you want to play again? You have selected no. Yeah, that was a weird credits sequence, wasn't it? Again, not as good as these though. And these are top tier, but it's getting close. Getting close. Alright. Pin Pals! Homer makes a bowling team with Mr. Burns, Apu, Mo, and... That's it, right? There's 4 of them. Oh, they have Otto in it for a bit, and they kick him out. It's okay. I haven't actually watched this rerun all that recently, so I can't really remember it all that well. Remember, you can do it, Otto. That'll be on my own. Bit where Mr. Burns bowls the, and it takes like legit like 20 seconds. Trying to make Mr. Burns' leg. I completely forgot about that bit. I'm gonna have to rewatch that one. Yeah, I think that deserves to be around here. Again, I remember it's not bad. it's still good. It's still Simpsons, so it's still really good. I think plot wise, yeah, it's kind of a nothing plot. It's not like I don't know, the world's gonna end, or Mr. Burns being shot, or the PTA disbands, or yeah, I think that's about right. Two Bad Neighbours. One where they get George Bush as an neighbour. And oh, Mr. Bush. Table 5. Yeah, I think that deserves to go there, don't you? Yeah, this one made me laugh. Really, most of the plot is just a Dennis the Menace rip-off. And I mean the American Dennis the Menace, not the British one, which is one I'm familiar with. I didn't know anything about Dennis the Menace until the 90s film came out. Ours is better. Ours has got a dog called Nasher in it. It's better, and that's just a fact. Yeah, it's pretty good. Right. Class struggle in Simpsons, where Marge finds a new coat and just tries to fashion it to get into high society. I don't really like this one all that much. Again, like Bart's Girlfriend, it's one I've seen so many times I rerun. And I think Marge is a straight up nasty in it. There's a couple of bits where Homer's playing golf, which are alright. Sand wedge. Really? That's about it. I think it's bordering nearly on that one, but that's just my take on it. I've seen it so many times, and yeah, I just don't like it. The people she hangs around with are just horrible, and that's kind of the point, but it doesn't make watching them any less nice, does it? Let's see. Bart the Fink. I like Bart the Fink. Although, I don't think it's on these levels. So on this one, Bart finds out that Krusty's been committing tax fraud. So he crashes a plane and changes his identity. It's alright as far as the plot goes, but again, it's elevated by some really great lines. You got Hamson Pete. Ah, Nickel, he'll be dancing for hours. But for me, the best line in it is alright, folks, show's over, nothing to see here. Oh my god, a horrible plane crash! Everybody, gather around, look at this wreckage. Come on, gather around, come on. That bit's funny as hell. That line brings it up to them. Yeah, I think Mert is middle of the road. He's perfectly fine for that one. Alright, Lisa the Contrarian, I think is the name of the episode, where she finds out Jebediah Springfield is in fact a liar and a thief. The whole town celebrates Jebediah Springfield because he's like this founder of Springfield. I'm going to put this in the bear tier again, because again the overarching plot is fine, but there's a couple of good lines in it. You are barred from here, from this establishment. You and your children and your children's children. 3 weeks. Isn't it Kiefer Sutherland that does the voice for him? I'm sure it is. Kiefer Donald Sutherland. It's one of the Sutherlands. Can't remember which one. Right. Yeah, it's okay. I've got an awful lot to say about it. It's alright. Right, if this is the episode I think it is, I think this is Homer the Smithers. Your car has been impounded, your car has been crushed into a cube, you have 30 minutes to move your cube. You know. So in this one, Homer becomes Mr. Burns' assistant. Hilarity ensues. Is it that good? No, I don't think it's that good. I mean, it is. It's got one of my favourite jokes in it, where he pulls like a bowl of cornflakes and then puts milk in it, and the whole thing just sets on fire. And that made me laugh so much. Because like beforehand, everything else he was cooking just sets on fire. He just bleats the boulder serum. And yeah, later on, Mr. Burns gains independence, and Homer and Smithers have a fight. I told you I don't like ethnic food. Yeah, it's pretty good. He doesn't want to talk to his mother as well. Mr. Burns' mother? She must be 100 billion years old. The Day the Violence Dies with Chester J. Lampwick. Yeah, that's another good one. An impersonator. Son, this is Mrs. Burns. She doesn't call herself Missy. She doesn't call herself Mr. Burns. Yeah, the Day the Violence Died. So in this one, we find out that Roger Myers Sr. Didn't create Itchy and Scratchy. Chester J. Lampwick did, and he stole her IP. And then it goes into a court case. Yeah, it's pretty. Is it all that good? Does it deserve to be more around this tier? Because I'm thinking a bit sorry, and I think my brain's confusing it with Marge versus Itchy and Scratchy, or the Itchy and Scratchy movie. I do generally like stuff with Itchy and Scratchy. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It is more of a court case. I don't think it's overly funny. It's a good plot. It's got some good lines in it. It's like, you find me a 100-year-old projector and I'll prove it to you. And then I'll just go to the school. It's just what they have. That's the joke. Yeah. I've got my solid gold house and my rocket car. Oh, I'll go for now. Liver and onions. Paint my chicken coop. Make me. Yeah, I think it deserves to be around here. A Fish Called Selma. I watched this episode. Again, this is one of these other episodes that I've seen time and time and time again. The Scott Doctor's Item. I want to put it on this tier because I've seen it so many times and I got burnt out with it, but you do make a good case with Doctor's AS. And swims with the fishes. I thought you said he was dead. No, what I said was he swims with the fishes. I was like, no, don't tell me anymore. Yeah, why is that one Muppet made out of leather? Yeah, I think around there is perfect for that. By all means, if you feel any different, chat, speak up. Say, no, you fool. Is this a sham marriage? Well, of course, baby. It's Hollywood. You join. Oh, it's my favourite one. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from what is it? My favourite one. You may remember me from Earwigs, ooh, and Man vs. Nature, The Road to Victory. One of my favourite. You may remember me from such as 80 Feelings as Alice with a Windshield. Anyway, this one, which I believe, looking at that, is Who Shot Mr. Burns Part 2. So, in this one, it's revealed, like, who shot Mr. Burns. I'll be nice and not spoil it. For anyone who hasn't seen the show that's nearly 30 years old now. And it's all like the, finding out who, well, shot Mr. Burns, really. It's got some good lines in it, but I don't think it's overly funny. It's a bit of a weird solution to it for me. I mean, I get confused sometimes because actually with the episode we've already had, is it the 180th episode spectacular, is where they show the alternate takes, and sometimes my brain confuses the two. But yeah, it's all right. It's fine. I know I say that a lot, but it is. It is what it is. Right. Bart goes on a road trip to the road fair. Robotic Richard Simmons. That's that one, isn't it? That's the 138 episode spectacular. He's in the happier episode. He's just like, shut the door. Remember we're parts under the sun sphere? Yeah. Oh. Well, can we pick up that strange hitchhiker? Yes. I do like this one. Getting the fake IDs and everything. What else happens? You know what, I'm trying to think. I ain't seen this episode for years. I know it's really good. I'm screaming in the suit. Wait, if I... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's like, I see. Guys, can you just excuse me for a second? And he puts like the full-on radioactive suits on. You see the whole visor just fill up. Yeah, it's good. You could see him doing that for like 30 seconds, don't it? Yeah, that's a woohoo one. Drama Rodeo. Oh, Andy Williams. We're not stopping for Andy Williams. Yes, we are. Apu in a Johnny Bengali. Or 22 short films about Springfield. I mean, there's 22. There's like an episode, but there's 22 of them. Not to like. The whole film was a parody of Pulp Fiction. And it's great. Some folks will never lose a toe, but then again, some folks will like leaders to slag George Yoko. Yeah. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Definitely. Grandpa Simpson and the Flying Hellfish. I really like this one. I don't think it's quite Everything's Coming Up Millhouse, but it's certainly a woohoo one. Is there something about the way I drive my automobile? I really like this one. I love what they do with Grandpa Simpson. And it shows like their backstory. You know? Like when they... Sorry. And they show like he's not full of crap all the time. He actually does have a war story that actually comes to fruition. And the villainy with Mr. Burns. Like Mr. Burns is one of the most evil things he's ever done in this, where he actually boots Bart off the boat to drown. That's one of the worst things he's ever done. and Abe Simpson demotes him right at the end, so he's no longer worthy. I don't know. I really like that. I'm should I bump it up a tier? It's really good. The first half is alright, but the second half of the episode really comes up. Miss Pants was fall down the cemetery. Simpson, you can't go to more than 20 seconds without embarrassing yourself. Then it happens again when he leaves. Then I have the fit guy Ox explain what the amendment is, and he explains it in perfect English. Yeah, that makes me laugh. Yeah, I'm putting that on Everything Comes Up Millhouse. I was going to put it in Woohoo, but the more I think about it, the more I like it. No on 54, so... This is the one where they want to get rid of the immigrants in Springfield, including Apu. It's okay, but some of the characters come off really mean-spirited in it. Well, Apu, I'm really gonna miss you. Ogre and the image is the only bits for me, and Willie did it and you pointed out, man. You ingrates. I like it, but it's not stand out. I don't think it's bad enough to go in this tier, though. Yeah, it's alright. Homerpalooza. There where this is going. It's going in the top tier. 2 reasons: Smashing Pumpkins and Peter Frampton. I've seen Peter Frampton live and it was great. Homer Simpson smiling politely, yeah. I really like this one. Tell you what, the older I get and going to festivals, I relate to Homer more and more at the beginning of the episode. It's like the kids just aren't into what he's into. The fucking Rasta hat. It's like everyone's... Come on, Simpsons. Come on, Springfield. Do you feel? Yeah, I'm a big fan of this episode. Probably more for like how much it reflects my real life. Bar being shot in the chest with a cannonball. I mean, there's still time. I mean, you never know. Right then. Summer of 4.2, something like that. Where the Simpsons go on holiday. Yeah, they go to like a beach house, and Lisa tries to fit in with some kids around there. And that part of the episode I think is pretty dull, but it's got some good bits. They go into like Flanders' beach house, and you read a note left by him, and you go, "I don't believe it. He actually wrote diddly. Put food in me. I'll take that." And of course, the Poindexter. Hey, he looks like you, Poindexter. Like the dud. That's it. You got the dud. This looks like Millhouse. Yeah, those bits bump it up. Whoever that. Maybe. Oh, in them. I don't think if those bits it might actually drop down a tier, but it's got a few good enough one-liners to bump it up. Radioactive man. My eyes. The goggles do nothing. Yeah. As if there's ever any doubt that it wasn't going in there. Up an atom. Better. Yeah, there's so many good jokes in it. Like, so many. Every line's great.
My eyes, the goggles do nothing.
That's why it's going in tier 1. If anyone ever thought this episode looks weird, because it does, there's a reason for it. The art style looks slightly different in this one. And that's because this is the first episode that they digitally coloured in, but then they didn't do it again because they weren't happy with how it looks. And in retrospect, yeah, it does look a bit odd. Although, considering it's a episode about shooting a movie, I suppose making it look different may give it the impression it's more of a film, like the actual episode, a bit meta. But yeah, because I think that was like the direction I wanted to go, but it didn't work out well. And it wasn't until I don't think it was until after the film that they decided to digitally colour them again. They just kept it as normal after that. Yeah, painting cows don't look like cows on film. You got to use horses. What do you want to do? Something that looks like a horse? I mean, normally just set a bunch of cats together. We'll be all day doing the every line from it. Watch out, radioactive man! Perfect. That's what I'd be saying to you. You want 2 inches too small. It has one of my favourite things in it. The advert for The Simpsons, and occasionally I slip it in as a joke, but I don't know if anyone picks up on it. Occasionally, instead of using the word film, I'll say the word flim, like Flim Springfield. Wow, with an ad like that, they don't even need pictures or proper spelling. Gotta be good. Get me 2 tickets to whatever state Springfield is in. Yeah. It's fantastic, isn't it? It's really good, that one. Alright, I forget the name of this one. It is the one where the Flanders adopt the Simpsons because they're done for negligence. Number you dial can no longer be reached on this phone, you negligent monster. Just for that line, I'm going to bump it up a notch. I love this episode. No paint can, Ned. Yeah, so... Oh. I feel I've got to see innocent hippo. This is like, oh my, what do you say? I said, shut your ugly face, Flanders. Ugly. To find Flanders, I just had to think like Flanders. I'm a big 4-eyed lame-o, and I wear the same sweater every day. Springfield River! A little LSD. Enough for my son and daughter is all I need. A little LSD. Garbage in, garbage can. Makes sense. Yeah, that's oh, no, it's not the one I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of a different one. Never mind. Bart sells his soul. Let's get into Woohoo here. Hey, Lone Wolf. Happy Friday, man. So Bart sells his soul. Bart sells his soul to Milhouse on a piece of paper, and then he spends like the second half of the episode trying to get it back because he realizes he can't open like screen doors and he's not laughing. So it's kind of a weird episode because it kind of establishes that souls are real in the Simpsons universe. But hey ho. But the soul, as Bart says, is just something designed to scare kids like the Boogeyman or Michael Jackson. Which is a bit weird considering Michael Jackson has already been in the series, but here we are. Although, oh, yeah. This episode has got a segment in it which has been used in case studies for how to write a joke or several jokes in subsequent succession. And it's the bit where Bart's bike gets run over by the street cleaner, and then he falls down the staircase. Because there's bits where it doesn't show you what's going to happen. It's got a payoff, punchline, and then another punchline after that, and then something unexpected. It doesn't show you what's coming up, and it's just I can't remember what show or talk it was, and it's going to drive me nuts thinking about it. But yeah. It said like how great the writing is. Hello Nordic, how you doing, buddy? Welcome into the Simpsons tier ranking. Poyo! Poyo indeed. Speaking of Poyo, in no way whatsoever, Lisa the vegetarian. I mean, it's just a little slimy. It's still good. It's still good. Where do I rank this one? Only Pathfinder. I have not played that. Good luck to you. I think about meh. I do really like this one. Wasn't a fan of other than the pig. The BBYB. What's that extra B for? It's a typo. The whole barbecue bit's great. Where he's crushing up several lighter fluids into the barbecue. He puts like 2 full ones in there and throws a match in it. It just lights perfectly. Oh no! I'm right here. Sorry, force habit. Simpsons, that says, so do I, Nodic, which is why I've taken upon myself to rank all the episodes, because I'm a nutcase. Oh, Smithers, I'm going to give all my money to the orphanage. When pigs fly! You'll be donating that money now, sir? No, I don't think I will. Yeah, it's got some good jokes in it. The overall... Again, Lisa becomes a bit of an arse in it. Although that's kind of remedied at the end of the episode where they have the moral of like, you shouldn't push your beliefs on others. So, yeah, it's good. Still don't know what that one is yet. We'll get to it. We'll work it out. Treehouse of Horror, whichever one it is, yes. I think we all know the Treehouse of Horror ones are going to go in this one. I was saying, I think on the last one, that this episode was groundbreaking because it's like the first time CG animation was used with such a big budget on the TV series, not a film. Yeah. It's a Halloween one, guys. It's coming that to the end. The episode where Homer puts all the weight on. I don't want to look like a weirdo. I'll just go in a moo-moo. Oh, whoa, slow down here. Yeah, that's going. Fuck it. I told you this top tier is going to be a bit packed by the end of it. Right? Bit that makes me laugh so hard. So, there's a bit where he gets in the ice cream van. And Lisa's just like, my dad is not a food obsessed lunatic, and he just drives past at the same time, and the ice cream van is like eating an ice cream. Goes like, oh, strawberry. The dying one, yeah. For once, Dad's prevented the escape of toxic gas. Give me Ryder, everybody dies. I got a film for you, Fatty. A fridge too far. Yeah. And the drinking bird. Come on. Why? Why? That's the line. Like, it's just joke after joke after joke, and like, great. Mother Simpson. Where do we rank this one? Overall, it's not the funniest episode, but it's very heartfelt. The ending to it's tear-jerking. But it's not all that funny. I think it's just shy of top tier. It's got some good jokes in it. It's not all... It's nice to have the backstory of Homer's mum. And when she bangs her head at the end, we go, oh. That's good. Yeah. The bit where they storm it, when Mr. Burns is storming the house at the end in a tank, and goes to put the Flight of the Valkyries cassette tape on, and instead it plays ABBA. I'm sorry, sir, I must have taped over that. This is in the care package room. Yeah, that's in the 138th episode of Spectacular, isn't it? And yeah, is it space sticks? Yeah, let's go into the woohoo tier. Let's be frank though, a lot of these woohoo ones could go in the top one. It's such a fine line between these two. The episode where Sideshow Bob bans television. They bite and light, and bite and light and light. Bite, 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 bite and light. Where do I put this one? Let's see, what jokes are in it? Oh, I don't want to put this one. It's got the bit where he goes off the blows up the atom bomb, and it just like fizzles out. Best before 1969. Oh, great. There were plenty of brand new bombs, but no, you had to have that 50s for aesthetic, didn't you? And the way impersonates the army officer. Oh, and they try and take him down the jet pilot, and they just completely overtake him. It's like, suggest we get out and walk. It's got a lot of good jokes in it. Yeah, I think Woohoo. I think Woohoo's good. The Simpsons Case Files, the X-Files one. I bring you love. Oh, it brings us love. Kill it! Break its legs! Yeah. They just bump into die, Krusty, die! Yeah, Woohoo too. So yeah, the X-Files one, which is just a piss take. King Mo, yeah. Die. And the whole orchestral score, and it's just like this Springfield Orchestra, and one of the violinists just gets off the bus. It's great. They put him on the treadmill, and it's like, what test does this prove? It's like, nothing, I just thought he could use a few pounds. Can't call it a property. Everything's got a property of Ned Flanders on it when they go camping, like the ice bucket, like the tent, like the table, everything. I've nearly forgot about the Leonard Nimoy cameo. And that's the story of how aliens were found and proven to exist. And Leonard Nimoy, good night. Mr. Nimoy, we still have 10 minutes left. Oh, let me just go to my car. Yeah. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Wow. This is fleshing out. Currently, there's more episodes in the top tier than any other tier. Why do we get the feeling that's going to be a theme? Nothing's in Eat My Shorts territory yet. Don't worry, there will be. Especially when we get on to Season 9. Pretzel Wagon! I like the pretzel wagon one. Although I'll admit it's not the funniest one, I just like it. I can't explain why, I just like it. It's not even all that funny. I'm not going to put it in a note here because it's just a personal one I just like. I don't know, I just thought with all the images of pretzels just look tasty. I mean, it's kind of weird because I don't like pretzels. It just made me hungry every time I watched it. Bar jumping through the hoop with the women at the beginning there. Ready to go to the shareholders meeting, yeah. That's our chef, Christopher. Ugh. Yeah. I'm just going through the ingredients on the video talking about pretzels. And it's like, oh, check for millipedes. Oh. And he goes to Homer goes to find the guy Marge bought shares off and gets there and he's like, they're at his funeral. And he's like, oh, I suppose I better speak to his head of estate. And he's dead as well. He's like a joint funeral. He's like, oh, they're in the same car. Okay. Phone up baseball as well. Yeah. And the Yakuza fight at the end. Marge, that guy hasn't done anything yet. And you know it's going to be good. Right, oh, the one with the climbing the mountain. That's gonna be good. Again, not quite coming up Millhouse, but he's getting there. So, in this one, everyone at the plant has to climb the mountain, otherwise they're fired and the goes budges, and Homer gets paired with Mr. Burns. Hilarity ensues, and Mr. Smithers ends up on his own and gets has to take the kids with him. He's like, Mr. Smithers, I found another hurt shrew. Another shrew. Yeah, you spot on. Same time. I spat a bit there. Yeah, I like this one. Which man alive doesn't enjoy a good sit? Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, got it. It's good. You know, I think of the same one. Well, to be fair, each episode is only 21 minutes long, so each joke's approximately 10 to 15 seconds. So I think there was always a small chance that we would have think of the same chance. There is no way I can remember or pronounce this episode, but I'm gonna try. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I think I was close. It's just a Mary Poppins ripoff. Sherry Bobbins. Sherry Bobbins. Alright. It's a musical. I'm not a fan of musicals, but there's one bit that made me laugh so hard. And it's right at the end. Where she's flying away in the umbrella and goes, oh, I think she'll be fine. And she just gets sucked into a plane turbine. Really, and then she got her eyesight bit. Good to see you, Willie. That's not what you said. On the toe. Okay. Yeah, it's a fine episode, but it really is like just a Mary Poppins ripoff. That's like the entire script. But that joke at the end made me laugh so fucking hard. It's going off the wood just for that alone. Little more. Too much to take it back. The Itchy and Scratchy and Poochie show. Whenever Poochie's not on screen, everyone should be asking, where's Poochie? Poochie's there. Maybe this doesn't deserve to go Everything's Coming Up Millhouse one, but I must go now. My planet needs me. I've ripped off that joke so many times. I think it has to go there. Otherwise, this channel is a sham. Oh god, I love doing this. I'm having a great fucking time. Yeah. And the bit where they're doing the test audience with the kids. Like, you little brats don't know what you want. Ralph just falls over crying and says no. Yeah. I really like Speedo, man. Yeah, we're hooted, for sure. Homer's phobia. How do I do this one? How do I do this one? I like this one, but it hasn't aged well. I found it funny back then, but now it doesn't hold up to scrutiny. No, it doesn't. It does have some really good lines in it, so... But, oh... Bob was wearing a Hawaiian shirt. There's only two types of people that wear Hawaiian shirts. Gay guys and big fat party animals. Bob doesn't look like a big fat party animal to me. Zap. Zap. It's got loads of good lines in it. But Homer being homophobic is not good, no. Dad, why did you get into a gay steel mill? We work hard. We play hard. I'll say that on stream a few times. Shakes. Yeah. Everybody dancing. Yeah, I'm going to put in a woohoo too. I mean, the message hasn't aged well at all. I don't think a lot of people who watch Simpsons for the first time like this episode. And understandably. Tell of Two Brothers. So, in this one, Sideshow Bob's brother turns up. Cedric. Bail him out of prison. And he ends up building a dam. Which is, turns out, is a ploy from Sideshow Bob's brother to keep all the insurance money and the building costs. So for once, Sideshow Bob isn't bad. For one spot. I'm not trying to kill you. Yeah, I really like this one. I like the dynamic he has between like Bob and his brother. And how Bart and him work together. One thing really makes it. It's the bit where they're falling to the doom, and the only thing that stops them is Sideshow Bob landing on the pipe right between his legs. And it's just the expression on his face. It's not... He just starts sliding. I mean, it's like ringing your ears, but unfortunately I'll be nowhere near to hear it. Everything's going to blow them up. Yeah. Cover oars that don't quite cover at all. With a butt flap on the back. It's going to heaven, Mr. Terwilliger. I got the guy who played Niles, the voice of it. Yeah, because the whole thing's like a Frasier joke, isn't it? But I've never watched Frasier. It is Frasier, right? I'm thinking of. Sometimes I get Frasier and Seinfeld confused, despite the fact I've seen a fair bit of Seinfeld. But yeah, I've never seen Frasier. Maybe I should watch it. I don't know. Has anyone seen Frasier in chat? What do you think? Is it worth my time? Or is it just okay? Is it like Simpsons where it has its heyday and then sort of like falls off? Or is it just considering it? It's alright. That's the best bit. Maybe I'll give it a go one day. I really need to finish watching Seinfeld really, because I'm like got into like the 4th, 5th series. And stopped watching it. No reason why I stopped watching it, I just sort of moved on to other things. Lisa the Babysitter. This is jumping up a few seasons, right? This is a later one. Go to Bread. That's probably the best bit. There's a bit where Homer's in the fountain and everywhere he stands he gets hit by it and they're like sort of trapped in it. But Lisa's not very nice in it. And it's quite mean-spirited from what I remember. Again, it's not one I've watched recently. I think it's going to go in the dough tier. Lisa generally isn't. Generally, I mean, she has her moments. Like Lisa's rival's better, but again, it's like more the jokes that other people make, not her. Yeah, I think I'm going to put this in the dough tier. I mean, she tries to prove her worth as a babysitter, but not that great. BRB, not a problem. Oh dear. Still haven't worked out what this episode is. We'll get there. We'll get there. Right then. Oh, Homer versus Proposition 24, is it? Where he becomes the beer baron? I'll get you, beer baron. No, you won't. Yes, I will. No. So yeah, Springfield outlaws booze, brings in prohibition. Hijinks ensue. that Mo transforms his entire bar into a pet shop. Like it all turns around like hidden rules and whatnot. And Barney gets stuck in it. It's like, wow, those gears really hurt. That'll be $60. Oh, this better be the best beer I've ever had. You got lucky. Yeah, I really like this one. Going out, if we're not back, avenge our deaths. Well, Marge, I don't want to lie to you. Well, see ya. Yeah, it's a good one. Back, hello. We're just on about the one where we got prohibition. Turns out the law that brought in prohibition was amended like 3 months later. It was a prohibition episode. It's really good. It's not top tier, but really good. It's a lot of good lines in it. Yeah, I really like that one. One where Krabappel and the Skinners start going out. This was Skinner and this Krabappel in the broom cupboard now as a baby, and the baby looked at me. It's okay. I can't remember all that many standout moments that made me laugh in this one. It's a bit at the end where they lock themselves in and refuse to come out. There's many arms of Vishnu and they're all very busy. I think that's the best bit. It's just the kids recounting it. I can't think of anything like that jumps out at me as like a really good joke. Not to say there aren't, I just can't remember any. Yeah, it's not a bad episode, it's just not fantastic. Treehouse of Horror with Hugo. Boom. There we are. Do I have to explain myself? Yeah, I love the twist of Bots, the actual, the evil one. So they, we did the only rational thing. We locked Hugo up in the attic and gave him a bucket of fish header once a week. Saved our marriage. Yeah, it's good. What other bites is that? That's not Home Mega Man, is it? That's a different one. Oh, is it the one where No, it's not. No, I just looked down. No, it's not that one. I was thinking of the one if it's the one where they do the Fly parody. It's not. What other bits are in that one? The problem with the Halloween ones is because they're all split into segments, and I've watched scenes so many times. You forget which ones are in which bit because they don't assume them. They don't connect at all. You do forget what's in what one, don't you? I'm sure it's not just me. All I know, it's Halloween, so it's going up there. I don't think there's a single bad one at all. Oh, Laddie the dog, where Bart commits credit card fraud and gets a new dog, and then misses Santa's little helper. I don't rate this one. It's got some good jokes, but I don't think all in all it's that fantastic. There's a bit where he goes to the repo office and Moe's there. It's like, you gotta give me back my floor. My customers are walking around the freaking pipes. And a blind at the end. Yeah, they do the Bob Marley bit. Jam in. Yeah. It's a bit sad to get rid of Santa's little helper, isn't it? I don't know why I remembered a bit about Moe missing the floor. And it's just there, like the entire thing is just there in the back wall. Oh, this made me know. I'm going to put it in there too. Right. What's the episode? The Little Girl and Mr. Burns, where Lisa and Mr. Burns join forces. Recycling? I'm going to put this... You may disagree, but I'm going to put this in Everything's Coming Up Millhouse one. And it's a very personal reason. It's my dad's favourite episode. He loves how evil Mr. Burns is right at the end. Okay, where he's got Maybe he's making the little Lisa slurry. He goes, I figured if one ring pool can catch one fish, then a million ring pools can catch a million fish. But you told us to recycle. You said it was good. Yeah. It's a personal favourite. So I'm putting it there for sentimental reasons. There we are. Mr. Sparkle! Right. There's a line I say every now and again when something's been explained. And it's like the same as me saying yellow when I pick up the phone. And it's whenever something's explained to someone, and I go, well, there's your answer, Fishbulb. Because that's a line from this episode. Where they explain how Mr. Sparkle came to be, because it looks like Homer. And it's just like a light bulb and a fish, and they just mashed it together. Oh, there's your answer, Fishbulb. He borrows a phone in the library, yeah. Can I borrow the phone? Yes. Is it an international call? No. And then he phones up Japan. Oh, yes, I speak English. What up, Chief? Oh, this one. Okay. Now, this one, Homer's Enemy. If you're looking like Metacritic and stuff like that, Homer's Enemy is considered one of the best episodes, if not the single best episode of The Simpsons. And who are we to argue? I don't need safety clothes because I'm Homer Simpson. Every part of this episode, you feel really bad for Frank Grimes. Yeah, he's a bit short but it's coming from a place of understanding. Like, you do feel bad for him. He's like the only sane man in a workplace that's just nuts. I live above a bowling alley and below another bowling alley. You say he eats like a pig. Nah, pigs tend to chew. I'd say he eats more like a duck. And we're stealing his pencil and chewing them all. He's got them in his ears and everything. You idiot! You nearly drank sulfuric acid. Oh, one of my face has been red. Hey, look, everybody! Homer's in the competition with children. He's like, don't you get it? He's like, yeah, and Homer beat the brains out. Really good. I wouldn't say overall it's like the funniest episode. I mean, I take examples like A Star Is Burns or Dark vs. Australia. But it's just the dynamic between Frank and Homer that's who's the channel mod? Frank Grimes, or Grimy as he'd like to be called. Now we're going to a weird one. The Simpsons spin-off showcase. I think it's going to go in the Woohoo tier. So this is kind of like a Halloween one. Difference being, it's like if everyone had their own TV like show spin-off. Look, Big Daddy, it's regular Daddy. Yeah, you got one with Chief Wiggum and Principal Skinner, doing like a sort of Miami Vice sort of show. You've got It's the Love Married Grandpa. They send us a warning. Yeah, the next one won't be corked in the teeth. I like the Moe and Grandpa one. What's the third one? I'm trying to think of the third one. I'm drawing a blank. I shouldn't be. I've seen it enough times. What's the last one? There's 3. That's it. That's probably the weakest part of it. Where they do like a sort of variety show with the Simpsons, and one of them refused to appear for taste reasons. Lisa's not in it. He's replaced with like some tall blonde girl. They always quote "Licorice Whip, crack that whip, licorice whip." The cataracts are blinding me. Lollipop, lollipop, oh lolly lolly. Bit of a weird one, wasn't it? Yeah. Bit of a weird one, but I don't think that variety bit at the end's all that good. weirdly enough. But I do like the first two segments enough to like whack it right up. The more I think about it, I find the Chief Wiggum's always funny. He's firing off loads of shots and misses every single one by a countryman. Skinny Boy, that's what they call Principal Skinner. Chief Wiggum the Skinny Boy. Chief Wiggum will return right now. The Secret War of Lisa Simpson. Meh. Not even meh. I just don't think it's all that good. It's not really all that funny. It's kind of like the same dynamic as the ice hockey one, where Lisa feels like she's not being pushed enough, so she wants to join this military camp. Which, knowing what we know about Lisa, it seems a bit weird for her to want to join a military camp. That's very nice, you know, political scene. Bart taking out all the megaphones at the beginning. Yeah, testing. Right at the beginning. I know it's just like a struggle, isn't it? But I don't think it's all that funny. Is that the last episode of season 9? Season 8? It's definitely season finale of one of them. I can't think which one it is. I think it's season 9. But I may be wrong. Yeah, it's not all that good. You only move twice. Get up there. Get up there, you only move twice. Can a man walk down the street without being offered a job? It's a Millhouse episode. It really is a Millhouse one, isn't it? The whole thing's just a parody of James Bond. But it's fucking great. You have any sugar around here? Oh yeah, sugar. And just pull some out of his pockets. There you go. You want some cream? No. Albert Brooks may be the best guest voice actor in the entire show. And he played the villain in the film as well. You didn't know. There's hammocks. That's on third. Put your butt there. It's also on third. Oh, the whole hammock district. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You got the kids going to school, like, and Bart's put in the special ed class. It's like, I start fires. It's brilliant. It really is. Lisa's like allergic to everything. Oh, hello, little chipmunk. I'm allergic to everything. And then he like blows this plant straight in her face. Not fuck you. Well, there's nothing to clean. He's like, I find myself drinking a glass of wine every day. I know doctors say you ought to drink a glass and a half, but I just can't drink that much. Brilliant. Absolute brilliant episode. I said like earlier, like Frank Grimes, like Homer's Enemy, is like on the Metacritic is like one of the best episodes. You Only Move Twice is also way up there. They're pretty much neck and neck if you look at reviews. So if Homer's Enemy is not the best episode, then You Only Move Twice is. Making his swing image. He's just trying to turn it off. Like, it's fantastic. Alright. Homer the Great. I remember the episode. Let's remember Ralph with Barbie's Dream House in the grimy episode. Oh, yeah. Martin's one as well. It's like, oh, but it really generates electricity. It's powering this room now. I don't care. I said, get out. Homer the Great, where he becomes a boxer. Versus Drederick Tatum. I like this one. Again, it's one of the episodes, like one of these, I've seen time and time again. I don't know why I've seen like these episodes so many times, or why do I rerun so many times, but I did see it loads. But I actually much prefer this one. The Fan Man, yeah. Yeah. And they put the barbed wire on the glove. He's like, look, you scored at the Stinger. They don't know you use that anymore. The office be in the toilet, yeah. Yeah. He's a hungry fighter. In fact, he's fighting for a sandwich. Yeah, there's a lot of good jokes in it. I'm not into boxing at all or sports, so normally anything involving sports gets knocked down a peg in my opinion. But I do like this one; it's funny enough to justify it. Your brain is surrounded by a layer of fluid called Homer Simpson syndrome. It's like, I assure you, it's completely coincidental. So far away from the fight. That cactus is right. I've got to knock him out. He just falls over. Right. Mr. Burns' son, Larry Burns, voiced by Rodney Dangerfield. Don't remember Rodney Dangerfield. This is an old comedian. And he says some of his famous lines in this episode. Where do I rank this one? Funnily enough, this one I hadn't seen that many times until the episodes were released on DVD. It's okay. I don't remember it being all that funny. It's like, oh, if you don't like this, oh, well, wait till you see some crap I've got. I've got some real crap. There's the end bit where everyone just starts dishing out alcohol and like everyone starts partying. It's like, where did this booze and everyone come from? It's like, it's a party, Marge. Doesn't have to make sense. Other than that, I don't remember it being all that great. So I'm going to put it in the meh tier. I'm trying to think of other bits, but they're the only bits that would really jump into me. Alright. Bart of Darkness. Or Bart After Dark. One of the other two. Because the other episode's got a very similar title. I mean, come on. It's the one where he gets a job at the burlesque house. Burlesque house is fantastic. Yeah, even the song at the end ain't too bad. I'm not a huge fan of the songs, but the song at the end ain't too bad. We put the spring in Springfield. The whole episode is worth it as well. For the one bit, 8 woman kicking the door straight back out again. Yeah, it's a fantastic gif as well. Even now, he's going straight back. It's a really weird thing, but that segment away is actually really well animated. His walk cycle. I know it's a really weird thing to point out, but it is. If you watch his legs and how he sort of walks around, it's actually really well animated. Yeah. You wearing a grocery bag? I have misplaced my pants. I don't like being in the part Smithers. For one thing, there were too many fat children. Yeah, it's great. And see. Oh, Barney! Clancy. Hey, you did me twice! Seymour. I was only in there to get directions on how to get away from there. That line's brilliant. Yeah. Look, it's making me laugh and I'm not even watching it, so I think that's testament to how good it is. A Millhouse Divided. This one gets memed a lot because it's got the I sleep in a race car. You? No, I sleep in a comfortable bed with my wife. I don't think the overarching plot's all that great because it's a bit sad for Millhouse, isn't it? But it's got some good jokes in there. The Dignity one. This one's been memed to hell. No. Let's see. You got Dignity. You got the hot dogs. You got race car. He gets 5 on the Cracker Factory. That's it. Good luck if fired. I don't recall saying good luck. Not probably any higher. No, I think that's in the right place. The whole overarching episode is a bit sad. Oh, kind of borrow a feeling. Let's see. Lisa falls in love with Nelson. What do we think about this one? No, guess who likes you? Alright, yeah, I'll whack it all there. I was thinking of putting it in the dough pile because Didn't think it was all that funny, but yeah. Guess who likes you? You see Milhouse wiggle his eyes. And it just smash cuts him being in an ambulance. That joke's fantastic. That bumps it up a peg. Otherwise I'm nearly going to put it around here. Joy to the world, the teacher's there. We barbecued ahead. I'll nuke the whales. Gotta nuke something. Yeah. Again, the episode's not all that great, but it's got some good jokes in it, so... And they generally tend to go in the mare tier, don't they? That's a really funny. Hurricane Neddy. Again, I think he's in the mare tier. Again, it's... Oh, you think Milhouse? You think as good as that? I do like this episode, but I think the second half of it is nowhere near as strong as the first half. Even the like the middle bit's good. I had it, yeah. Like before the storm comes, not a lot happens, and afterwards, like the therapy bits, I find it a little bit dull. There aren't all that many jokes in there, but the middle bit's fantastic, where they build their house. That's the best bit. This is the room with electricity, but there's too much electricity, so you may want to wear a hat. A meltdown, he commits himself, yeah. Alright, I'll tell you what. We'll meet in the middle. We'll put it in the woohoo tier, yeah? And if you disagree, folks, shout up. Type away. I think woohoo. Alright, just for you. I like the middle bit, but I think the ending's... But the last line's alright. It's like, if you really tick me off, I'm going to run you over my car. Alright. Oh, is this one the Homer's Odyssey? Oh, 25 in there. Yeah. All the way up there. I like this episode a lot. So, here's a weird thing. For me. When this episode came out, it's the episode that comes straight after the X-Files one. They came out back to back. And it seemed really weird because it seems like the Simpsons is just going really odd. You got the X-Files one, and I thought this was like a sort of spiritual sequel, like follow-up, because it's so out there. It's not. They're not completely unrelated. But I had these on a VHS, like back to back, and because they aired on the same night. I just thought for a brief stint that the Simpsons has gone really odd. They do later. Not in a good way. Yeah, Find Your Soulmate. The chili cooking contest where he puts some wax around his mouth. The coyote being voiced by Johnny Cash is cool. Oh, and he's like seeing all the things in reality and like comparing them. So, oh, the giant pyramid was just the sports shop. And the talking coyote was just this talking dog. I just saw me. Dad, over that, Batman's really let himself go. That'll kick you, isn't it? Yeah. It kind of feels like it should be a Treehouse of Horror one because it's way out there. But no buts. It's just great. It's a good one. It's visually interesting. The story just boils down to Homer disappoints everyone, especially Marge. He tries to find his soulmate. He's like making phone calls to people. It's like, oh yeah. He phones up like a gay hotline or something. He's like, no, I'm not into that. Or that. Oh, bye. Right. Christmas one where Bart accidentally burns down the tree and all the presents. Oh, his best friend's name is Earl. That's the lighthouse. No sausage for little Homer. I'm trying to wrap my brains on this one. I can't think of anything all that funny from this one. At least not initially. I'm sure they will do. I'm sure you'll tell me. I'm really drawing a blank with this one. I'm just going to put this in the mayor one because I mean, there's a bit where they're pretending to have a nice time, like pretending to ski past Flanders' house. And then find out it's a lie, and then they just take all their stuff. It means, again, another mean-spirited one, isn't it? Right, all singing, all dancing. Right, you know I said there was an episode where they were going to go and eat my shorts there? This is the one. I think it's another clip show, right? And it's a clip show of just the songs, which are already in the previous episodes. The only bit I like is a paint and wag. I don't even find that funny. It's like the most obvious joke there is, because the joke being, well, Paint Your Wagon is a real Clint Eastwood film, and then the joke is they just paint the wagon. They don't have a shootout. That's it. And then they just copy and paste it. Yeah, eat my shorts. As I say, I'm not a fan of musicals anyway, but when they're just recycled ones, yeah, sorry. Even within the same series, like within this series, like Eat My Shorts one, See My Vest is in that, and that's already here. Where did I put that there? What's that episode? It's in the same bloody tier list. It's that recent. Yeah. Bart Carney. Bart Carney, I really like Bart Carney. It's not going to go in the Everything's Coming Up Millhouse episode, but it's going to go in the Woohoo one. So this one, I asked Groove. Yeah, I've said that before on this show, haven't we? So in this one, Homer and Bart become, well, carnies, they call them. Oh, hello. Nordic, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for the raid. How you doing? Boom. Welcome in, everyone. Hello. How are you doing? I'm Spanky. I like to ramble. And today, I'm ranking all the episodes of The Simpsons, series 6 to 9.
Me? Nah, I'm just a worm.
It's not the usual formula, but we're having fun doing it. Hands up if you like The Simpsons. Or put your hands down in, because I can't see it, chat. So, I hope everyone's doing well. And you join us because this video is going to be put onto YouTube, so lucky you. So if you want to have your name emblazoned in YouTube forever, speak up. Hey, I hope you're doing well. I hope you stream out really well, Nordic. We do have a rumble. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Bullshit.
I was waiting for the bullshit. I'd seen it. I didn't hear it. Yeah, if you don't already follow Nordic Norse, he's a good egg. Go give him a follow. Good support of the channel. Where the hell was I? You put me off, Nordic. Bart Carney, that's it. Yeah, so Bart and Homer become carnival folks. Then they get kicked out of the house because the carnies take it over. And in the end, Homer wins back the house by doing a big ring toss thing. So he's going to put it over the chimney. And the whole joke is, at the end, is it's like, wow, Dad actually outsmarted someone. If I'm a good egg, at least I'm trying. You are a very good egg, mate. If you have the good egg emote, spam it in chat. Don't know why I winked at the end. That was weird. Homer, he can't see you blinking. The cult episode. The leader. Ron Spanky's a great dude and streamer of Amazing Podcast. Thank you, my dude. Have you listened to our latest episode? Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And the raid too. Good man. Good man. So, what do we think about the cult one, which I cannot remember the name of? Homer gets all beans in the shape of the leader. I love the leader. Where did Thunderbolts and Lightning come from? The leader? Good vibes all around. Indeed. I find this episode quite funny. The Joy of Sect. That's it. Joy of Sect. That's what it's called. It nearly sounds like sex, so it's a bit rude. The whole thing is a complete parody of Scientology. Motorbikes! Oh, it's just... And they've got combs that were just like a bit of paper on them. Oh, and they try and de-brainwash Homer by offering a beer. And it works. It's just a funny episode. There's just a lot of jokes in it. It's an interesting take. Say that much.
I am invincible!
Indeed you are. And incredible too. No. Yeah, that's how they convince him in the end, isn't it?
Good news, everyone!
Good news, everyone. We've still got more episodes to go. Right. This one is Das Bus, I believe. It's very hard to go on still shots. Yes, it's Das Bus. I'm going to put this in the Dota. This is like the tail end of season 9. And this is around the start where the Simpsons starts getting a little bit weirder and a bit more out there. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm struggling to think of any like really good bits. It was just Lord of the Flies. It was. There's a bit where they're having the argument in the UN. It's like, do you want to be like a bunch of children kicking and screaming, or do you want to be like the real UN? They don't even wrap it up properly. They just say, oh, and then the kids are saved by, oh, let's just say Mo. Even the episode couldn't be bothered to finish it. The only line I can really remember that sticks out to me is Ralph Wiggum when he eats the berries and goes, they taste like burning. That's about it. Yeah, Doe, I think, is nearly going to eat my shorts territory. I've got to say. It's not that bad. That one was worse. At least it doesn't sing at me for 20 minutes. Right. Krusty. So this is one where Krusty realizes his routine isn't as popular as it used to be, and it's got like guests like J-Lo in it. It is the one where it's got the Canyonero at the end. He like changes his set to be like more anti-establishment. Typical 90s comedian. It's okay. It's just a very racist Asian stereotype at one point. Every Canyonero song. It's fine. I think I've only made myself clear on how I feel about songs that keep my all singing, all dancing episode. I mean, I bet it's okay. It's aggressively average. Oh, the one where Mo finds love. Oh, it's got someone that actually likes him. Don't know where to stick this one. Isn't it voiced by Renee Zellweger? Or am I thinking of someone else entirely? Where the hell do I put this one? It's got a couple of funny bits in it. I think it's just meh. The funniest joke in it I can think of at the end is Mus, where he steals the book trolley. Homer's in prison and Hans Moleman comes in with like a book trolley, and he goes, and he just like takes out a book and it's like how to escape from prison. And he just goes, oh, this will come in handy. Then he just hits Hans Moleman with it. Must kill. That's the bit I was thinking. Must kill Mo. He's just like riding the book trolley down a hill. He's just like sliding with his leg. Must kill Mo. Whee! Must kill Mo. Whee! That bit's good. I really like that bit. I mean, it's got a couple of good jokes in it. I do like that Mo finds love for a bit. It's nice seeing Mo happy in a relationship, but ultimately it never pans out, which is a shame. I feel for Mo on some level. I used to be a landlord, so I used to like work behind a bar a lot. So I kind of relate to Mo quite a bit. Anyway. Lisa the Simpson. I don't think it's all that good. Lisa finds that the Simpsons have a history of getting to a certain age, and then they aren't as smart anymore. So she tries to go out of her way to like prove that she's smart while she still can. And then it finds out that the recessive gene is on the male side, not the female side. Which is a bit weird, how she comes to this conclusion. Because they already had the Mother Simpson episode, where she met her grandma, and she was clearly smarter. Some really saucepans on the head. Yeah. It's not exactly, man gets hit by football, whatever, is it? No, I'm gonna have to put this on the Dota, I'm afraid. I don't want to. I don't want to put any of them down here. They all should be in here, but again, this is just in their own separate bubble, just for these. So, yeah. This little wiggy. It's one where Bart is forced to become friends with Ralph Wiggum. I'll tell you what, any Ralph Wiggum's good Ralph Wiggum, isn't he? Oh, she's touching my special area. She's like touches his arm. They have the riot gear fights, get the master key, and then later on it transpires that they go to a prison, accidentally switch on the electric chair, which Diamond Joe Quimby's gonna go. She's stuck in the air. I talk to a leprechaun. He tells me to burn things. And he comes back later. You did a fine job, lad. Now you know what to do. Burn the house down. Burn them all. And the rocket ends up with Mr. Burn. I say that line occasionally. Smithers, there's a rocket in my pocket. You don't have to tell me so. Yeah, woohoo tier for this one. It's just funny. If there was a bit more to it, it'll go in the Millhouse tier. But as it is, it's just an excuse for to have a load of jokes of Ralph, isn't it? All right, what's that one? Oh, it's the one where Homer joins the Navy in the submarine, and the whole thing's like a hunt for Red October piss take. Boom, right up there. It's got so many good bits in it. It's my first day. Whack, whack, whack. Didn't you do anything crazy when you were a kid? Well, when I was 10 years old, I had my ears pierced. But this is completely different. Don't fire the torpedoes! Fire the torpedoes! There's a lot of good jokes in it. And of course, one of my favourite bits ever. Homer is not a communist. He may be a liar, a thief, a communist, but he is not a porn star. Fantastic episode. Want to stop calling me Mr. Mo? No. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not putting that any lower. Don't care. Don't at me. What episode is that one? Again, trying to guess what the episode is on a single still image is very difficult. Let's see now. That's in New York. Is that Homer Simpson versus New York? It is, isn't it? Yeah, you're right. Homer Simpson. I never saw this episode until it came out on DVD. And I know it's been pulled out. It stopped showing on air for years. I think it's on regular circulation now. How does everyone feel about this one? It's a strange one. I don't know where to put it in Woohoo on there. It's off 10 years into the world stage. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this one. It's got some good jokes in it, but not all. It's not like overly funny. Barney having to be sober at the beginning, right? Yeah, the crab bitches. Crab juice or Mountain Dew? I'll take the crab juice. And then running up the two towers, just trying to find a bathroom. I'm really struggling to think of anything else that's like really funny. I'm sure that I just can't think of them. It's hard to cram like 4 series worth of The Simpsons in your head with how many jokes it's got to a small video. Even after watching them time and time again. Yeah, I think Mare too. The Trouble with Trillions. It's one where it transpires that in order to help the economy, America produces like $1 trillion bill, but then it went missing, and Mr. Burns has it. And then they go to Cuba in the end, and Fidel Castro steals it. Fidel Castro in this episode is not voiced by Fidel Castro. Oddly enough. Can you believe? Yeah, it's alright. Again, when this series came out on DVD, that was the first time I've seen it. I have never seen it. It's alright. The bit where Homer goes undercover, like the camera's a bit funny. But they kind of did that joke before, where they're trying to catch Apu when he's wearing the giant hat. Little newscasters. How do we rate this one? That's how by getting up a little early and you can cover up. You can change your bed sheets without anyone knowing. It's like, ew. Bart's people were. None of us really that stand out funny to me. I'm not sure about that one. Again, it's like the tail end of the episode where things get a bit weird. Dear Darry, hello, buddy. Yeah, it's been ages. How are you? Welcome to ranking the episodes of The Simpsons. I've got a few episodes left. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I think I really like this one. Boom indeed, yes. I think we've blown that down a tier, haven't we? I might change that if I... There can't be every episode. I mean, yeah. There's already tons in the top tier. It's very hard to get all the episodes and rank them as low as this in The Simpsons, but you gotta draw the line somewhere. Eh? Something's gotta go in bottom tier. Trash of the Titans. It's okay. They have you too in it. Put that in that too, really, shouldn't I? Potato Man, where the hell have you been? It's alright. Got a couple of good jokes in it. None of them are like outstanding, no? Can't somebody else do it? The Garbage Man can. That bit is just an entire rip-off of Willy Wonka. Candyman can, isn't it? But in a weird way, and I don't know if anyone else hears this, but there's a song in, of all things, An American Tail. There's a song in American Tail which has the same rhyming scheme as that song. The Garbage Man can. I don't know if I'm the only one that hears it, but it's definitely there. Simpsons are entirely unique and all their ideas have never been done before. How dare you, Spank? Simpsons did it! Simpsons did it! Apart from all the ones that aren't. Like that episode where it's just Cape Fear. Oh, happy days. Right. One line. Gime? What's a gime? Oh, a gime. I really like this one. So Homer becomes a sponsor for a energy bar company called Power Bar and has to climb a mountain. And there's so many good jokes in it. Yeah, that's that screenshot there. I know it's very small, but that's Homer using up all his oxygen and he's only gone up like 5 feet. And he's food in bar form. And he condenses like an entire spaghetti meal down to a small bar. You know, but all these episodes on one screenshots nearly did that. Apart from this one, which is so generic, I don't know what it is. So I'm having to whittle down every episode until there's only one left. I've already done it with series 1 through 6, but this is like the only other one of these I'm doing because it was after like series 9 I'll drop right off. You're trying to figure out. It's just them guys around the table. It could be any episode. Yeah. Right. This one again, the later season 9 one where Lisa tries to get the bus on her own, and to try and get to a museum, and they get lost. They find out Mom died. No, it's not that one. Then maybe tap the sign. Yeah, it's not really all that funny. In the B plot, where Bart gets all the stuff stuck to his face and like fear, it had to be terror sweat. It's more odd and not all that funny. I don't know. I think I might like this one. The bit at the end is nice. With, like Lisa and Homer at the museum. Like a nice little moment together. With the orb of Isis. I think that's the only thing saving it from going in the bottom tier. It's like a whole new other song. I don't remember that bit. Moving on. Natural Born Kissers. I think he's pretty meh. I'm trying to think how this one even starts. I believe this is the last episode of season 9. I thought it was Secret War of Lisa Simpson, but no, I'm pretty sure it's this one. Should we switch? Oh, you remember it better than I do. You should be doing this. A sex in the barn and start having public sex. It ends up in like a stadium right at the end, doesn't it? Right on the duff blimp. The teacup. When you take a picture, it lasts longer. And everyone starts screaming, "Drop!" It's okay. I can't really remember much else about it. It was better. Oh yes, the Lord has blessed us with this delightful glass roof. It's like, I've got my eyes now. Look at the ground, God's sacred ground. Good jokes, but notice they're all at the tail end of the episode. They're all like in the last couple of minutes. What about the first 15 minutes? Because I can't think of anything. I remember this bit. That's about it. Alright. Who's in the sewing? Alright. This is a controversial one, and I'm not sure how people think about it. This is a point where a lot of people think the Simpsons start to dive bomb. I disagree because there's plenty more good ones after this, and it's the Principal and the Pauper one, where they say it's like the plot doesn't make all that much sense. But I think it's really good. I mean, I'm not going to put it in like the woohoo tier, or I'm going to put it in the meh tier. So this is one where it's established that Principal Skinner isn't in fact Principal Skinner. He's Armin Tanzarian. There was another Spanky Sinner. Yeah, right. Later on, apparently it's been dismissed as canon, but in a later episode, I think like season 15, there's an exchange between Skinner and Lisa that say, Skinner says to Lisa, is like, "Oh, isn't that a bit redundant? Like, there's like a resolution to something," and Lisa just responds with, "Okay, then, Principal Tanzarian," and it's just like, fair point. So nobody seems to know anymore whether it's canon or not. But I'd like to think so. Gives him a bit more character, doesn't it? And it establishes that Skinner is a bit more of a badass, which, knowing his heritage and like the Flying Hellfish episodes, makes sense. I don't know. What do you think, Vice? Principal and the Pauper. I know it's a very divisive one. So I think I'm just going to stick it in the meh tier for now. To avoid offending anyone. Just put it in that tier. It's the coward tier. Lisa Sachs. Oh, it's got a really nice ending. What do you reckon? Saxophone. That one was cute, yeah. The engraving on it when he bangs his head. Dear Lisa, never forget that your daddy loves down. Better having the heat wave. And he fantasizes about Patty and Selma melting on the doorstep. Papa Selma. Yeah. It's good. Oh, snap! Yeah. That is alone's, isn't it? That alone's up there. Right. Treehouse of Horror, yeah. 25 cents, eh? And it only transports matter? Look, all the Halloween ones are going in the top tier. Fight me. Do something I should have done a long time ago. I'll teach you to mess with my machine. Let's get the accent. All the Halloweens are good, to be fair. They're... No. But they are in like the first 9 series. Yeah, good stuff. Oh, come on, the bit with the 2-headed cat and two-tailed ones. Yeah, you could be Lisa's. And the cat ear medicine where he puts his hand in the fridge. Oh, man, that's good. Yeah, it's got too many good bits in it. I'll go with that. Who's the P for it? Herman, no! Oh. Oh, yeah. I don't think the music's finished. Oh, no, it's still going. Yeah, whatever. That's the wrong street. Punishment. Cartridge Family. Okay. I think the best bit is where he's trying to hide the gun from Bart, and he finds it at the bottom of the fridge trying to get fudgicles. He goes, "Oh, I didn't know much. What was the odds the boy was going to look in the vegetable crisp?" Which is a fair point, really. Jackson, there's no bullets in that gun. Give me the bullets. Okay. And the NRA meeting, he's like, and that's how a little bit of engineering you can turn one gun into 5 guns. Yeah. Other than that, though, I don't think the whole episode's all that great. It's got, again, it's a few good lines, but the overall story isn't that brilliant. Isn't it the one with the where they've got the football beginning at the end, at the beginning of the like passing it around? Remember going, there's no bullets, bro. That's Homer. Homer doing the Little League football. Your cut. Everyone else made the team. So you, and you. Yeah, it's just a rivalry between Bart and Homer, because Homer prefers like Nelson on the team. And there's the joke where Lisa comes in going, "Alright, that's right, a girl that wants to play football." It's like, "Oh, that's okay. We've got plenty of girls on the team already." And then she's like completely disinterested after that. Oh, me. Again, sports. Don't really care for sports. That lowers it down for me. And some good lines. But story's not all that great. This is just a sports story, isn't it? There's only so many of those you can do. Soon Mrs. Haspina Petalons, where Apu gets married to his beloved. I'm going to write that up a bit. Hi, Ganesh. You are not Ganesh. Ganesh is grateful. It's the reaction from Apu that makes it. Oh, God. How does everyone feel about this one? I think it's a slightly higher tier. And it's one of the episodes that has like ongoing continuity because Apu's now married to Manjula. Your TikTok. Yeah. I suppose looking back now, some of it is quite culturally insensitive. but it's still funny. Yeah, I quite like that one. Yeah, that can go in a woohoo tier. For sure. Right, that's one. Well known that throwing rice can kill birds. Oh. Lisa the Skeptic, where she finds an angel. See the angel. See the angel. It's in my garage. Yeah, I really like that one. And then it goes on about Revelations, and the whole thing's just an advert for them all opening up. Yeah, I think it's just a funny one. Here's the angel. See the angel. It's my angel. No one else is. Next to the rakes. Oh, does it deserve to go as high as Everything's Coming Up Millhouse? Probably not, to be honest. Definitely woohoo. I don't think it's that high. These are super special. I mean, it's good. It's teetering on the edge. I mean, it's quite in the highest here, but it's close. Yeah, I think that seems about fair, don't you? Well then, there's only 2 episodes left. There's Reality Bites, where Marge sells the house to Ned Flanders. I don't get it, Doctor. Why did Tess come back with Angel was fake? To be honest, I never did the test. Yeah. I forgot about that bit, yeah. Yeah, woohoo did. Reality Bites, Reality Bites. It's okay. It needs premium, dude. Premium! Yeah, it's the same episode where the Homer gets a souped up car. Purple Drapes. See, that's Bar After Dark, isn't it? Purple Drapes. Is that twice they use that same joke then? Call it cozy, but still small. Very small. Yeah. Just running around the kitchen, it's just like really cramped. Which is like really nice. There's the truth and the truth. It's a planting bar after that, yeah. There's still a bit with drapes. I know there is. Look, Daddy, I'm a murderer. I'm a corpse. I'm the torso. Painting torso room red. Red room, over there. Is it the first episode that's got Gil in it? Oh, come on, you gotta help out Gil. Was he in it before? When was the first time Gil appeared? Is it this one? I think it was in it before, yeah, but I can't remember which one it was. And it's going to drive me nuts trying to think about it. Well, there's only 1 episode left. Which one haven't we done? Am I going to have to get the Disney Plus up? Don't know if this might disappear for you. You might just see a blank screen. Does it come up? I'm not actually playing it. Oh, it does. Right, what episode haven't we done? Done that one. Done all them. Done all them. Girly Edition. That's the name of the episode, I can't remember. Girly Edition. Welcome to Spanky Tries to Remember Things, the stream. You like how my profile still says Spanky in the top corner? It says the first episode of Guild Show that was Reality Bites. It is that one then. There we are. I got something right! Hooray! It was bound to happen eventually. What should we not seen? What's this? Is it season 8? I thought it was a season 9 one. In Marge We Trust. We haven't done that one, have we? It's got to be that one. The one where she becomes the listen lady. And Reverend Lovejoy ends up fighting off apes at the end. It's got to be. It's got no relation to that whatsoever, but I can't think what else it would. Let me double check. So it came out in 97. I know, right? It feels like one of the newer ones, not season 9. I want to like season 5 billion now. So I'm looking at all the stills to make sure we haven't done that one. Some of them can be so generic that you just could be from any episode. But I think it's got to be. It has to be. Well, she gives us like Ned some bad advice near the end. And I struggle to think about everything. I've pretty much remembered everything I said about it. Women's to the left of me, Batman's to the right. I'm still not convinced of that. Donny's discount gas. Oh, it's not really a joke. That's just a line. One of my favourite episodes is Great Fazby. Which one's that? Because I only learnt the name of the episodes when the DVDs came out. And I spent like 10 plus years watching The Simpsons without knowing what a single name of the episodes were. It was a Great Fazby. We had that one already. Probably. I'm going to say yes. The rapper comes back and destroys Burns. Season 28. Oh, no wonder I've got no idea. Is that the one where he's got is it Thursday the 12th on it? Bloody hell. Yeah, I don't know that one at all. That's where I get lost after like season 11. Which is why I'm not going to do another one, is because all it will be is me staring at it, not knowing what the hell fucking episode it is. So I guess that's it then. It took a bit longer than I thought it would do. The first one, was like 6 series, took 2 hours. It's took over that, and there's one less series. Yeah. So Stonecutters, Maggie, Spark vs Australia, Star is Burns, and the Globex one. And Homer's Enemy is right near the top, and Lemon of Troy for reasons. Itchy and Scratchy Land. The Shinning, Homer Badman, 22 short films about Springfield, Grandpa Simpson and Flying Hellfish, Homer Palooza, Radioactive Man. So got the rapper read Burns' book about how to destroy your enemies and build an empire. He came back and was friends with Burns and made him spend all his money till he was broke. Rocky 5 plus Rocky 2 equals Rocky 7. Adrian's Revenge. Indeed. Yeah, I still can't remember the name of the fucking episode, so why am I even looking at it?